a crazy hold on me.
Welcome to Healthy Eats and Posh Treats. I'm your ultra sassy chef, Magale, and I'm here to breathe life into your kitchen. I will show you how to make healthy, finger-licking, lip-smacking, tongue-biting meals. And since Valentine's Day is one of my fave holidays, it's only befitting that my first show be V-Day themed. V-Day is all about love, and cooking food is all about love. The old saying was true: the quickest way to anyone's heart is through their stomach. Cooking with love produces the best results. When I rush or don't feel like cooking, my food never comes out right. So the first ingredient you should add to every dish is love. I'm doing a 3-part series for this meal. This is part 1, and we will be focusing on an appetizer. If you would like to jump straight to the entree, please click on part 2. If you already have an entree in mind, please refer to part 3 for dessert. Let me tell you a little bit about Healthy Eats and Posh Treats. I eat and cook with a lot of organic and local foods because it is much healthier for me and the environment. Eating organic can be a little bit expensive, but I'm going to show you how to eat posh at not so posh prices. I will be cooking a lot of fish, seafood, and veggies. However, I will cook poultry and other meats occasionally, and when I do, I will only use organic, free-range, grass-fed, or wild meat. Our appetizer today will be heart-shaped bruschetta. I've indicated the measurements for the bruschetta in the description of this video. Pause and gather your ingredients if you haven't done so already. Measuring my ingredients was very hard for me because I usually measure with my eyes, but to make your life easier, I did some measuring today, begrudgingly. First thing that goes into my bruschetta is diced tomatoes. Next is basil. Then we're going to put our garlic in. Get a little spoon and get all that out. I'm going to put adobo. You can do your adobo to taste. Not everybody likes a lot of salt, and it's definitely not good for everyone. Some people have high blood pressure, so if you have high blood pressure, please take note of your salt use. Here's a little salt, and I'm gonna mix everything. I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, and you can do it to taste. You can put more if you like lemon. A little bit more pepper, a little bit more adobo, and last but not least, 2 heaping teaspoons of olive oil. As you can see, I've already punched out my French bread. All you have to do is get a heart-shaped cookie cutter like this, cut your French bread, and punch out your heart shapes. It doesn't take long. I'm going to light my fire to medium heat, and then I'll put a little bit of oil, just to coat, enough to coat the pan. I'll spread it around. This cast iron skillet is an heirloom from my grandmother. She gave it to my mother, and I'm sure my mother will give it to me at some point. Right now I'm borrowing it, but every household should have a cast iron skillet. I'm going to let my oil heat up, and then I'm going to brown my French bread on both sides. Some people cook their bruschetta. However, I like mine raw. It gives it a little bit of a zest. The garlic, if you like a lot of garlic, you should add another clove. If you don't like so much garlic, take a clove away. Take a clove out. It's wonderful, as far as your digestion, to have raw food. So before you're with every meal, so this can be your raw item for your meal. If your fire is too hot, then turn it down a little bit. I'm gonna add a little bit more oil, olive oil, because it's my favorite thing. My favorite ingredient in the kitchen is olive oil, and I think my second favorite is adobo. Here, proceeding down a little bit so you can, so they can get brown. You can also, if you like a little bit more olive oil, which is your bruschetta is going to need, your French bread is gonna need. Put a little bit more oil, drizzle some on top. You'll start seeing them getting a little brown. If it's not brown enough for you, turn it back over. Turn your heat up just a little bit more. And let it just rock for a few minutes. Let it get a nice crust. Let it get nice and brown so it can be nice and crunchy for your boo, whoever your boo may be. I just did 6 today, but you can do as many as you like, as many as you see fit. I think 6 is a nice, 3 each is a nice little small plate. Getting really brown. You can pull them out when you see them browned on both sides. I think they're ready to come out. And a nice plate. Presentation is important, especially if you're presenting a meal, a home cooked meal that as a gift, to show how much you really love how much you love your Valentine's. So now your French bread is done. I'm gonna move these out of the way. And now you can add your bruschetta. I'm gonna get a smaller spoon because presentation is everything. And you want your bruschetta to look nice. So you're just gonna put a little bit on each one. Really less than a teaspoonful. This is a tablespoon, but I'm gonna grab a little bit. You want to take some of the juice off. Just get a little bit and get it on your bruschetta. Excuse me. You want to take a little bit and get it on your French bread. Each piece. You don't want any of the juice. Well, you don't want too much of the juice. You do want some of that yummy juice to permeate through the French bread, but you don't want it to make it soggy. So you just want a little bit. Drain it. And there you have it, your heart-shaped bruschetta. It looks delicious. I'm going to have some. It's delicious. Whoever your honey is gonna love this. Click on part 2 if you would love to know how to make a shrimp and oyster pasta made with fresh linguine. It's gonna be so delicious that you will definitely get rewarded for all your hard work, if you know what I mean. Thanks for watching, and remember, if it ain't healthy, it most definitely ain't posh.